Hey, how's it going? Today we're going to be working on my Samsung refrigerator, and if you've had ice buildup in the bottom of the freezer section, then this video might be helpful for you. In my case, it looked like water was slowly leaking in the bottom here and freezing in the very bottom, and actually enough ice built up that the bottom drawer was stuck in there and frozen in there, so I couldn't get it out. So I decided to empty out my fridge. I've defrosted this thing. It's been about a day or so, so it's completely free of all ice now. I've dried everything up. So the next step for me to start troubleshooting and seeing what the issue was. What I think was going on was in this defrosting system in the back here, there's a small drain line so that when the defrost system cycles, any of that water that's created drains outside the refrigerator. I think in my case, maybe that little drain line got dirty or clogged, and so the water had nowhere to go, so it ended up inside the refrigerator and started freezing, creating ice. So you don't want that ice to build up like that because it can start creating more ice in other parts, like behind the coils, and it could interfere with fans and kind of interfere with the operation of the refrigerator. So you want to try and catch it early. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'll pull the fridge out and we'll go to the back and we'll take that panel off and I'll show you where those two drain lines are. We'll clean those. And then I'll come inside the refrigerator and I'll show you how to get these panels out on this particular model. And it looked pretty simple, but I'll show you how to do that. That way, because you ever have a future repair, you kind of know how to take the panels out, and I'll show you what's behind there. And we'll clean out the drain lines from the inside as well. And another thing is if you have a multimeter, I'll show you how to troubleshoot another component that's part of the defrosting system as well. So some good info here for you, so stay tuned. Okay, so before we get started, we're gonna make sure we have our refrigerator unplugged. There we go. Okay, so here we are at the back of the fridge, and this is the panel that I'm going to want to get off. So a couple of screws to get to. So you got this screw, this one, that one, then two over here, and then one down here. So let's get those taken out. All right, and then we'll just set that aside. And if yours is real dusty, this might be a good time to clean off and vacuum it and do what you need to do there. Okay, so now that we've got the panel off, we can see the two drain lines that I'm wanting to get to. So we got this one here for the freezer side. This is for the refrigerator side. So we'll take that one out. And basically what we're wanting to do is make sure that inside here, this is cleaned out. There's no mildew or anything, any kind of debris built up in there, because that's the part that's gonna get plugged up easy and cause the water to back up inside your fridge. So that one, and then the freezer one. So I'll take these over to the sink and clean these out, and then we'll put them back in. Okay, so when I was over at the sink cleaning these out, I noticed that these do come apart, so in case you need to do that, they come apart like that. And then that snaps off of there like that. So this is the part that gets clogged up, because as you can see inside, it's kind of got a wedge shape. So you want to make sure that you can see daylight through there. And it's important that this part's intact, because that helps prevent warm air from coming back up into the system. So you want to make sure that this part is intact as well. So let's put this back together, and I'll put the drain lines back in, and then we'll go to the front. All right, so we'll start with the freezer side here. I'm gonna try and get these two panels out. We'll start with the bottom here. And in the bottom, there's two screws here in the corner. We've got this screw and then this one. And then we've got this screw and then this one. And then we'll go up towards the top. We'll get this clear lens piece taken out. It's real easy to get out. And then right about here, there's a screw. So we need to get that one out. And then the top panel can be taken out. So let's get started with that. All right, so now we're here at the top panel. We're going to try and get this light cover out. So we'll just pop that off like that. It comes out real easy. Okay, and then we'll get this screw right here in the middle. Use my little magnet tool there. So to get this top panel out, what I do is I just kind of get here on the edge, just kind of pull on this, and it'll release some of the tabs on the side. So just do that on both sides. And it should want to come out. There we go. And then before you take it all the way down, there are some connections on the back side that you're going to want to get undone. So let me work on that. So there's one connection, and then that one, and then we'll undo that one. Okay, and then this whole panel will come out. Okay, and now the bottom panel should come out real easy. Just, there we go. So on the back side, there's not much on this one, but there's the little side clips. Those are what kind of connect it to the fridge. And I'll show you real quick what was on the back side of the top panel. Here's what the back of that top panel looked like. And if you ever needed to replace the fan, that's where this fan part is located. So just a couple of screws that you can take out, and you can unplug this. And if you need to replace the fan motor, pretty easy to get to, I think. So here's what the freezer side coil looks like. And the part that I was wanting to get to is down here. This is that drain area. So if this gets plugged up or backed up, then the water doesn't drain out when this does its defrost cycle. And basically the water just builds up in this little pan. It's going to drain and drip down and end up in the bottom of your freezer, and that's where you're going to get your ice buildup and start making a mess. So I think by taking those little drain lines out and cleaning them, that might have solved my issue. So I'm going to pour a little bit of hot water in here and just make sure it drains, and we'll test that real quick. Okay, so I got a little bit of warm water, so I'm going to pour that in here and see if it drains good. Yep, and I can hear it draining all the way down to the bottom, so I think that's good to go. But you do have other options. If you have like an air compressor with one of those little air nozzles, you can blow some compressed air into here, and that can help clear it out if you need to. But I think we're good to go there. Okay, so what I'm wanting to test next is this heater coil here. This is what heats up and is part of the defrost cycle. So if there's any kind of frost or any kind of ice built up on the coil, this will turn on and melt that in intervals. And so I'm just going to unplug it from this end and then this end. That's where I'm going to be attaching the multimeter. But typically these coils have a resistance of around 10 up to about 150, depending on the model. So if there is no resistance or no continuity, then it's possible that that's broken and needs to be replaced. So let's test mine. Okay, so I've got one of my leads going in over here to where the brown wire is. And then on the other end, I'll take my lead and we'll make a connection there. And reading about 63.7. So that looks good to me. So let's check our next component. Okay, next I'm going to want to do a little bit of troubleshooting on this temperature sensor that's in here. So I'm going to get a little flat tip, and we'll undo this little clip here and get it out. Okay. And it comes off like that. So I just want to inspect the sensor here, make sure there's no bulging or any kind of compromise with that sensor. And then, so there's two parts to this one. So we're going to test it when it's at room temperature, which is right now. Then I'll get a cup of ice water and I'll put the temperature sensor in the ice water, and we'll run our multimeter test on it that way. Okay, so I'm going to change my setting to the 20K. And we'll put one lead on this side of one of the white wires. And I'll get my other lead and we'll connect it to the other one. And we're getting about 5.13. And so I'll put a picture on the video here, and basically it'll be a chart that shows you what the reading should be based on temperature. So I'm going to put the sensor in some cold water and we'll watch the reading change. Okay, I've got my glass of cold water now. We're going to put the temperature sensor in there and see what it goes up to. Might get maybe 10 or 11. Let's see what we got here. We are at 7 already. Okay, already to 9. So yeah, seems to be like the sensor's working pretty good. We'll let it go a little longer here. See how high it goes. Can reach 10. I think if it hits 11, that should be good enough. Okay, I think that's good. So we'll go ahead and put the panels back on this side, and then we're going to go to the other side of the fridge and take a look at the drain on that one. Okay, so on this side, we're just going to be trying to get this panel out. The top one's not really behind it, just holding the lights in. But there's another coil behind here, and then it's got a similar drain that we're going to want to get to. So just going to take out these 2 screws at the bottom, and then down in here there's a screw, and then there's a screw in here. And these 2 little light covers, will pop these off, and there's 1 screw behind each one of those. So let's do that. Okay, so that's those 2. Got that one. There we go. Okay, and we'll get that screw and then that one. Okay, so now we can undo this panel, and we've got a couple things to unplug back here. That one. And that one. Okay. Should do it. So this is what the back of that panel looks like. Got a fan motor here, and that's about it. Some foam. So we'll take that out. So let's test the drain, see if we get the water to go all the way down. Okay, and that looks good. So on this side, I didn't have any issues, but it looks like we're working just fine here with the water drain. But to make the video short, I'll skip the process, but I'll probably do it after the fact, and I'll use my multimeter and I'll test the heater element. It's got the brown wire like on the other side, so you can put your leads in here, and then you can also test the temperature sensor, kind of like I did in the last one. But other than that, I think this project went pretty well, so I'm going to put everything back together here. Okay, so everything's put together, fridge is plugged in and turned on, and everything looks to be running just fine. Actually, it started making ice already. So overall, I think that's going to solve my issue. And if you guys got any other tips or tricks, post those in the comments below, and also have some links to some of the tools that I use in this video as well. See you in the next one.